Alright, g'day, I think I took away my wheel block. I'm gonna find out. Oh yeah, I did. I didn't porpoise over it like I did last time. So I got backed up. It's like, oh, what was that bump? Oh yeah, I forgot the wheel block. Bird. So guys, I'm up in Quebec here. It's not a problem here. But if you're in Ontario, you gotta watch out for those black leopards. Yeah, there's black leopards in Ontario. I didn't know that. Apparently they've been around, been spotted for, there's been like 72 sightings last since I think 2010. What they figure it is people importing them for to hunt them. That's what they think. It's hard to say. I think it's just probably somebody with exotic pets that was breeding them, and they got away. A couple got away. Yeah. Usually people like that, you end up, it's like they find them dead because they like eaten to death by these wild animals. Eh? Yeah, so we got black leopards up here. Apparently they can survive fine because they're from the Himalayas, right? So if I have to guess what group brought them in, I think I could probably figure it out pretty quick. But you're not allowed to say it out loud or you get called racist or whatever, right? So, but I think it's pretty obvious. So yeah, the wild animal trade is still quite lucrative around the year. Most of it is, I guess you'd say, tribal medicines. So what people do is they get these exotic animals. Like you have your billionaires that buy these exotic animals, right? And they keep them as pets. Okay, there's that, but there's like, the real thing is like, their organs and stuff. Like for example, up here, the Chinese tend to poach bears for their gallbladders because they believe it has special healing powers, right? So there's a big problem there. That's why when you shoot a bear and you go to registry, you have to give them the gallbladder. Something like it's an $8,000 or $80,000 fine, I think was the last I heard, and something like up to 12 years in jail or something like that for selling bear gallbladders. I'm kind of for that, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. But like, we need to, I believe we need to stiffen up our laws across the board on like harsh crimes. But with the animals is we're their custodians, you know? Whether people like this or not, it's up to us to protect them, right? So, kind of like how that squirrel's feeding on a dead cat. Taking care of them, right? So somebody hit that cat so that squirrel could eat. That was a weird thing I just saw. But is what it is. So what I'm saying is, yeah, we got to protect the animals. Oh yeah, I didn't get very much off of that side, didn't we? Better slow down, not you're gonna be going into the back of me. Everybody drives so bloody fast. Okay. Ooh, ooh. Well, this road's gonna be bouncy. Watch, I'm gonna get there and the roof's gonna be cleared off and I'll have to call my guys. It all fell off before I got there, so. But I'm gonna get paid really good for this roof, so. By really good, I mean, like, probably, if it only takes me the hour that Merlin said it was going to take, to be the most money well, maybe not the most money I made in an hour, but it'll be the most money I've made in an hour this year. For sure. I don't know what the most money, I know the most money I've made in a single month is $4,500. You know, like, of actual, not, I don't count when, like for example, when I sold my sailboat, my last sailboat, you know, I made, you know, like, I forget how many grand off of that. I don't count that as income because it's not really income. It's you know, it's something different. You use it like an income, but it doesn't count. Like, you wouldn't normally make that, right? But I was doing oil sprays, working in the bike shop, working in as a janitor, I guess you could say. Cleaner, janitor, whatever you want to, yeah. And Anyway, yeah, I made 40. This is back in the 90s too. So $4,500 a month in the 90s. Like even government workers weren't making that. Might suck to be a government worker right now. Layoffs, guys, are coming. Just like I said, Matt, East Coast Canadian there, he sent me the Irvin paper mill. They just laid off 150 people out that way in a bunch because of the spike in hydro. Their hydro bills, like everybody's hydro bills, like $200 higher than what it was. Not sure what that's all about, but I think that's across the board. Some of it has to do with the carbon taxes, because there's another carbon tax coming up. I think it's every April 1st. Here's the big joke on you. We're going to give you another tax, right? And one thing I'm hoping is that with all this chaos, at least I hope people fucking snap out of this climate change bullshit and understand there's cycles and stuff, you know, and like just please look at the actual data, not what they're predicting, not the models, not the climate models, but the actual data of what happens, and you'll see we're fine. We're freaking fine. Yeah, some things are a little hotter, some things are a little cooler, but overall, we're pretty much fine. It's just the hyperbolics from the news scaring the crap out of everybody, right? So, anyway, believe me, don't believe me. Not worried about CO2. If anything, there's not enough of it because plants need that, right? It's what you need to survive. Yeah, layoffs, government layoffs, obviously in the States. Now, how they're doing it in the States with the Doge. Like, we have something similar here in Canada called the Canadian Taxpayers Federation, and they're not. It's funny how the government doesn't fund, like it's like a non-government organization that doesn't get funded by the government. For all our non-government, like all our NGOs get funded if they're like crazy left wing, right? It's like, oh yeah, but they're like they get some funding from the government to help them out, but it's like they get billions of dollars, whatever. But if it's something that the people actually want, like, hey, how do we make our government more efficient? Yeah, we're not going to fund that. And the Canadian Taxpayers Federation is really good. I've been following them for years. If I was a prime minister, they'd be the first people I'd be talking to. What can I cut that's low-hanging fruit that's going to have the minimal amount of stress to people with the minimal amount of job layoffs? Like, say, cut this, and this. I mean, we're supposed to get this high-speed rail from Toronto to Montreal. Like, okay, I like the idea. You know, if you're going to build like Japanese-style high-speed trains, that's really cool. You know, and let's build it all here, right? Okay, I'm all for that. But not when we're $1.2 trillion in debt. You know, like, let's balance the budget and then talk about these big make-work projects. Even if I might agree with the project. The reason why I like those big projects is you don't make money on the project. What happens is you set up your industries for the future. That's how you invest in new industries, right? That's why we still have Bombardier, which a lot of people, oh, they waste money and stuff like that, they lose money. Yeah, but we have the industry, right? Like the auto industry right now, a lot of people don't really fully understand how the auto industry is in Canada and the United States. It pretty much, Canada and the United States has an auto industry that's been interchangeable since the 1950s, right? So what does that mean? Well, that means they're Siamese twins between Canada and the United States. So you kill one industry, you kill both, right? And I gotta figure out where. I know it's down a bit. It's a very, very kind of secluded driveway. It's like there's enough to get a vehicle in, and if you pass it, you know, like it's easy to miss it. But what I'm getting at is that the industries are basically interlinked to a point where you can't do quick maneuvering with it without like destroying both sides, right? So we could be in for a world of hurt. Is this it? Was it this one? No. No. This one? No. It's too... Okay. I've only been there once, so I drive in here all the time, but this place is... it's new for me, so I gotta figure out where it is. I'll know it as soon as I see it. But it's like, it's just up here. But yeah, so the auto industries are completely interlinked. And we're going to see massive layoffs. We're already seeing massive layoffs all over the economy, particularly in the States. It's going to boomerang up here, but there's going to be layoffs in the airline industry, because they were talking about if Canada's basically spring break, if they lose 10%, that's $2 billion, right? If they lose that. But the problem is they're not going to lose $2 billion, because that's on the idea that you know 10% of your the people that would go south for their spring break don't go south. But right now it's already up to like 35-40%, so it's more going to be like $6 to $8 billion probably lost. Now, can I turn around in here? Oh, this is nice. Oh, look at this. I can do this all day. Drive in circles. I love these roundabouts. Oh, this is so good. That is so good. I like that.